Revolvers are simple guns in general. They're not difficult to operate at all, so in a sense, they're supposedly suitable for beginners. But of course, that's just me generalizing. For a revolver to be suitable for newbies, it has to possess a manageable recoil, smooth trigger, easy-to-use sights. You know, all of that stuff that would let you shoot it in a breeze. Just like the ones that I'm about to show you. What's up, everyone? This is your host, Ted from Line 45, and today, I am going to recommend a list of revolvers that I think are best for beginners, based on the metrics that I've just mentioned. Before anything else, let me do this quick plug. Hit the like and subscribe buttons, all the buttons that you can see below. Don't forget to leave a comment too. I know it feels like a hassle, but those things help my channel a lot. Now let's get back to the good stuff. Ruger LCR 22 WMR. You can never go wrong with a Ruger LCR. There's no point in arguing whether this revolver will fit the hands of new shooters, because right from the get-go, the LCR is meant for everyone. It's a lightweight machinery that features minimal recoil and easy-to-use firing mechanisms, things that prevent this revolver from being a punishing tool. Plus, it's an excellent alternative to 22 LR revolvers, especially if you think that the said cartridge is too weak for your liking. The 22 Magnum does offer more power, but in the grand scheme, it still doesn't generate that much recoil. Despite having a monolithic aluminum frame and polymer fire control housing, the revolver still cuts its weight down to just 15 ounces or so, which means that new shooters who prefer lighter guns would find it very easy to handle. Plus, this is still an aluminum frame, so it ought to be tough. There's no compromise when it comes to its quality. The stainless steel PVD-coated cylinder holds 6 rounds of 22 Magnum, and as I mentioned, this one holds more power than 22 rounds while still having that reasonable controllability fitting for new shooters. But for me, the thing that keeps the Ruger LCR distinct from any other revolvers is its friction-reducing cam in the trigger mechanism. What this does is ensure that its double-action pull will be exceptionally smooth and consistent, reducing the chances of jerking the trigger and improving shot placement. Its Hogue Tamer monogrip, made from soft rubber with finger grooves, helps absorb recoil and provides a secure, comfortable grip, and this should help new revolver operators to be consistent with their shooting techniques. Additionally, the U-notch rear sight and pinned ramp front sight provide a simple yet effective sight picture, making target alignment easier, even for inexperienced shooters. Since the internal hammer design eliminates the risk of snagging, it's also an ideal choice for beginners interested in concealed carry or self-defense. The LCR really holds more value than its price tag. Colt King Cobra Target. Colt's snake guns are just as good as their reputation is, so it's really a big deal that the company reintroduced them in the market. Now, we have the legendary designs but on modern packages. And the best part, many of these revolvers are great for beginners. Just take the Colt King Cobra Target as an example. It's a precision-focused wheel gun that exhibits smooth operation and utterly well-balanced ergonomics that make it a suitable handgun for target shooting and defensive use. It features a stainless steel frame and barrel assembly as well, which means that it is downright durable and hefty, but in a good way. Compared to the old snake guns, the new snakes, including the King Cobra, are built with more material so that they can withstand Magnum rounds a lot better. This helps a lot in the way the gun absorbs recoil and ensures that operators achieve a stable shooting experience. And yes, you don't need to become a pro for you to attain these feats. The 4.25-inch barrel enhances accuracy and sight radius. It's built intentionally to let shooters line up their shots and not miss their targets. It also helps that it is fitted with an adjustable rear sight and fiber optic front sight, since they provide a clear, bright sight picture that should reduce errors in your aims while improving your target acquisition in various lighting conditions. As you might have guessed, the King Cobra Target is chambered in .357 Magnum. Sure, you can start your revolver training using powerful rounds, but since we're talking a .357 Magnum revolver, then it's already a given that it can also fire .38 Special. So what you have here is a complete training platform. You can start training with these .38 Special rounds, and once you're confident in your skills, you can start hitting those Magnum loads. Don't fret a bit about its recoil. It got Hogue overmolded rubber grips anyway, which are ergonomically designed to enhance comfort and reduce felt recoil while firing this revolver. To put it simply, The King Cobra target could really slither effortlessly into your hands, straight out of the box. Taurus Defender 856. Designed as an enhanced version of the classic snub-nose revolver, the Taurus Defender 856 inadvertently became an excellent option for beginners due to its balanced size, versatile action, and beginner-friendly features that make it easy to handle and control. I am a Taurus fanboy, and this thing really comes close to what a genuine Taurus revolver is. It has a stainless steel or aluminum frame, which gives the revolver the kind of durability and weight management that are beneficial to both new and seasoned shooters. For new shooters, the substantial assembly of the Defender 856 should offer them a steady grip minus the excessive fatigue. Despite being engineered as a snub-nose revolver, the Defender 856 maintains a 3-inch barrel, which provides a longer sight radius than your traditional 2-inch snub-nose revolvers. This means that it can improve your shot accuracy and placement, but without making it too bulky that would prevent you from concealing it. And oh, this wheel gun is chambered in 38 Special Plus P, which translates to low recoil shooting with standard loads. Basically, it's an excellent platform to transition to higher pressure defensive rounds as you start getting good in your revolver game. Now, this thing uses a double-action/single-action trigger system. I am very clear when I say that single-action triggers are more beneficial for beginners because it's a lot simpler. However, there's nothing really wrong if you want to start with something complex. Anyway, the double-action mode of the Defender 856 offers a simple point-and-shoot experience in defensive situations, while its single-action mode is what you can expect from a single-action trigger. It's light, precise for better control and accuracy. Its front night sight with an orange outline improves target visibility in both bright and low light conditions, while the fixed rear sight eliminates the need for adjustments, so that should make things a lot simpler for you. And yes, it has textured rubber grips for keeping your hands comfortable by absorbing recoil and preventing the revolver from slipping from your hands. Plus, I really love Taurus by integrating a transfer bar safety mechanism, ensuring the firing pin cannot be struck unless the trigger is fully engaged, which in turn should prevent accidental discharges. Ruger Super Wrangler. I am quite certain that the Super Wrangler wasn't really designed originally for new revolver shooters. But as it appears right now, this thing is an ideal choice if it's your first time picking a revolver. Well, it got all the essentials in the first place. It's affordable, user-friendly, and can take a beating. This rimfire revolver features a solid steel frame that's not only tough, but also adds stability every time you shoot it, which means reduced recoil and better control. Well, rimfire revolvers aren't typically explosive, but the added heft is just extra helpful for new shooters to operate it a lot easier. It even has a cold hammer-forged barrel, which is just so helpful in ensuring that your shots can be as accurate as possible. Heck, it's not strange for the Super Wrangler to draw tight shot groups within reasonable distances. And since it's a cold hammer-forged barrel, it's clear as day that it's as tough as it gets. Meanwhile, its single-action trigger provides a crisp, consistent pull, and this should also help you develop proper trigger discipline without the added complexity that double-action systems usually bring. I mean, I like double-action/single-action triggers, but for beginners, it's better to just start with a single-action system. Equipped with an adjustable rear sight and a ramp-style front sight, the Super Wrangler allows for precise aiming, so it's really easy for beginners to align their shots or build their techniques gradually but surely. I also love that it has a transfer bar safety mechanism, since it's an extra measure against accidental discharges by requiring the hammer to be fully cocked before firing. Newbies certainly require this added level of safety net. Additionally, the revolver comes with interchangeable cylinders for both .22 long rifle and .22 Winchester Magnum rimfire, so it does give you the chance to start with low-recoil .22 long rifle rounds before transitioning to the more powerful .22 Magnum when you're ready. Trust me, you'll love this revolver. Smith & Wesson Model 351D. The last one that I would want to recommend, because I just usually limit myself to 5 guns per video, is the 351D from Smith & Wesson. This is a relatively new successor of the Model 351C, which is also a good revolver for beginners, and I also want you to check that one out if you got the time. Essentially, the Model 351D was built on a similar platform as the Model 351C, and it follows the same blueprint that holds lightweight assembly and low recoil performance as top priority. In the grand scheme, what I really like about the Model 351 is that it didn't forget to incorporate a touch of classic Smith & Wesson craftsmanship within its modernized setup. For beginners, the Model 351D is just perfect. It has an easy handling, crisp trigger, and effective yet manageable 22 Magnum chambering. Again, the 22 WMR is just a superb alternative for the 22 LR, since it balances power and mitigated recoil. Additionally, the ergonomic synthetic grips improve comfort and recoil control, ensuring a secure hold for shooters with smaller hands or less experience. The Revolver actually has a scandium alloy frame and stainless steel cylinder, both of which are ultra-tough, but reasonably light. I mean, this thing only weighs 11.2 ounces, making it one of the lightest 22 Magnum revolvers you can get right now. It should be ideal for folks who are not that keen on using heavier firearms. The high-visibility, high-vis fiber optic front sight enhances target acquisition, making aiming easier even in lower light conditions. These sights are just so easy to pick up. Now, the 7-round capacity of the Model 351D is another aspect where this revolver shines. It provides a significant advantage over standard 5- or 6-shot revolvers in terms of giving new shooters more opportunities to practice before reloading. I mean, it's the simple matters that count, you know. And I'll just add that it has an exposed hammer design and works for both double-action and single-action shooting, meaning beginners can start in single-action mode, where the lighter, more predictable trigger pull aids in accuracy, before transitioning to double-action mode for defensive or rapid shooting practice. So overall, there's little to no reason not to try this Smith & Wesson gun.